In this video, I'm going to show you how you can create and customize your own waterfall charts in Power BI. I'm going to show you how to do this step by step. And I'm also going to show you how you can create some dynamic elements within your waterfall charts, so you're able to give your users the ability to change what they're measuring, as well as what the breakdowns are for your visuals. All of that and more. So without further ado, let's get started. Hi, my name is Fernan, and welcome to the Solutions Abroad YouTube channel, where we cover tips, tricks, and best practices when working with Power BI. I upload new videos every week, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell icon to get notified when a new one is out. So a waterfall chart is a type of visual that allows you to see the cumulative total of a value between one to another, while showing you the breakdown of how it got there through a series of positive and negative values. And the waterfall chart visual is one of the default visuals that comes as part of Power BI Desktop. And it's actually pretty easy to implement. So let me show you. So before we get started today, I just want to introduce you to the data model that we're using today, which is the Northwind database, which is a company that sells grocery goods internationally. We have a few tables here in our data model, such as information about those orders themselves, when they were ordered, the different products within those orders, so their names, the categories of these products, so how you group those products. We have order details, which is information about all those products, what were ordered, their unit price for each of those products, as well as the quantity. And I've also created a total sales column here, which sort of calculates totaling out where the total sales for each of those orders. We have a calendar table, which we're using for time intelligence purposes. And then we have a calculations measure table here, which just houses two measures that I've already pre-created: total sales, which just summarizes our total sales, and the total orders, which is just counting the volume of those orders that we have gotten. We've also pre-set up a relationship between all of these tables, and we're not going to go too deep into this, but you just need to know that they are related to each other, which is why they recognize each other when we drag them into the report view. So now let's go to the report view and let's start to visualize this waterfall chart. So let's first drag in the waterfall chart visual here. And then let's start to fill this in with some data. We're going to use year in our category here. We're going to add total sales from the calculations measure table here into our y-axis. And let's have a look at this for a minute. You'll see that this waterfall chart has started to show us some visual here. We have some colors here: increase, decrease, and total. The blue bar here on the right-hand side is the total sales that we have for our current data sets. And the breakdown that we have added here, which is the year, which is a cumulative total of how that total is broken up into. So 1997, 1998, 1996. If you add these values all together, that will add up to the total that we have here on the blue bar. If we add category name into the breakdown well here on the right-hand side, you'll see something interesting happen. I'm going to just make sure that I sort this by ascending to make sure that we are sorting our category by year. So 1996, 1997, 1998. Just make sure that it's sorted by year like this. So now you can see there are multiple total columns here in our chart. So let's go through this and break it down one by one. So the blue bars are the totals for each of those years, our categories: 1996, 1997, and 1998. You have the greens, which means is an increase of that category from last year versus the current year. So if I hover over dairy products here, for example, you can see that the total sales for dairy products from 1996 to 1997 has increased by 177%, which is why it's showing up as a green here in our waterfall chart. Looking at this same category here, the red, which means is a decrease, while we have total sales 123,000 pounds in 1997. In 1998, you can see that it's down to 82,000, which is a 33% decrease from 97 to 98, which is why it's showing red in our waterfall chart. Now, apart from these other legends that we have here, increase, decrease, and total, you can see that we also have another category here called other. This other group is way to group categories that have the least impact together so that you can see your waterfall charts without having too many bars in them. You can control this option under the visuals pane here, under formats, and under breakdown. You can see that there is a maximum number of breakdowns here, which just limits the number of bars that you have in between your categories. So you'll see that that will change as I increase and decrease this maximum breakdown here. Beyond breakdown, you'll find other typical formatting options here, like changing the colors of your bars, even adding different data labels here, or adjusting values in your X and Y axis, which lets you really customize this visual to your specific needs. Now, let's have a look at giving our users the option to switch what's being measured on our waterfall. Now, at the moment, if we go back to our y-axis here, you can see that we are breaking this value down by total sales. But let's say we want to also be able to see how our categories are broken down by the volume of order. And we don't want to just obviously change it by replacing it here, which will give us what we want, but we want to give our users the ability to switch between seeing the total orders breakdown or total sales breakdown. So we'll use field parameters in this case. So from here, what we'll do is we'll go to modeling here on the top left, new parameter, and then we'll select fields. So here we are going to name this one. It needs to be named measure. And then we'll drag in the two measures that we want to use, total sales and total orders. We're going to leave this checked, and then we're going to simply hit create. What that will do is it will add a slicer for us that we can just simply drag here next to our visual. Just going to resize it. I'm going to make a selection, and I'm just going to make sure that we can do single select only, because we want to be able to just select one type of measure here in our waterfall chart. The last thing is we select the waterfall chart, and then under the y-axis well, we'll remove total orders from here, and we'll instead use the value from our new measure field parameters. So now you can see total sales, and it's not very obvious because we need to enable data label like this. Just gonna make a few changes here just so that we can easily see this. Change display unit to none, decimals to 0. So now it gives us a breakdown of the different total sales. As you highlight, it shows you total sales. And if we select total orders, now you can see the volume of those different categories by order as opposed to sales. So that's great. You're now able to switch between seeing total sales or total orders. But what if you want to change how the categories are broken up into? At the moment, we're showing just the categories of the products, but we may want to see the breakdown by different products individually. So we will follow the same steps to achieve this same result. So we'll go back to our report here. We will now do the same thing using field parameters to create that different dimension. We'll click new parameter under fields. We'll name this one breakdown because this one is now for breakdown. We're going to add category name, and we're going to add product name because these are the categories that we want to slice our data as. I'm just going to rename this. Just remove the names next to it, and this won't affect your data model. It's just simply how it's shown on the slicer. Leave this add slicer to this page ticked and hit create, and it will give us the same slicer that we had before. So to keep it simple, we'll select the measure here, format painter, click there, and now that gives us a single select slicer. Allows us to choose between category and product. Now, like before, we'll go to our waterfall chart under the category or the breakdown well. We'll remove category name, and we'll look for that new field parameter that we created, breakdown. If we drag that into this breakdown well, now you can see the product total orders or product total sales. You can see there's a lot of different others here, which is why it's grouped. But because we've set the maximum breakdowns to 6 or 7, that's why it's kind of grouped up that way. But now you're able to see total sales and total orders by product or by category fairly easily. One last thing to be wary of when you're using field parameters with the waterfall chart is if you want to use it in your category well, so being able to see the breakdown by, let's say, months, for example. So at this point, you probably think to yourself, oh, I will just create a new field parameter so that I'm able to switch between years and months. Now, the problem is that the sort order for your categories will reset every time you switch categories between, like, let's say years or months. When I was testing it anyway, there was no way for you to default to sort your categories ascending or descending. It always defaults to whatever it decides to. So if you're using it in chronological order, just beware of, creating field parameters in your category wells for your waterfall charts. And that's really it for this video. I hope you now know how easy it is to create a waterfall chart and make it dynamic using field parameters in Power BI. Thanks for watching. As usual, give this video a like if you found it useful. Give it a dislike if you didn't, so I know to do better for next time. Ask your questions in the comment section box below so I can help you and you can help others. If you really like this video, we have a Patreon page where you can support the channel and get exclusive perks like early access, demo files, and credits at the end of these videos. Thanks again for watching and see you in the next one. Bye-bye.